What's going on, people of the internet? My name's Denny or Denny Cigarette, and today I got a brand new series for you guys that I really think you're going to enjoy. Today we're going to be doing the opioid Odyssey's, and I think the best way to start off the opioid Odyssey's is to start off with how I got into opioids in the first place. But before we begin, I'd like to mention that according to YouTube analytics, only 6% of you guys are subscribed, which is a fucking L and a half. Let's get those two L's and turn into a W. Please hit the sub button. I'm on the road to 100 subs. We're 20% of the way there. Secondly, there are drug test kits in the description as always. Please buy them. Save your life. Don't be an idiot and die. But anyways, let's get into this. So I was pretty young when I first started doing opioids. And I feel like that's the story for a lot of modern opioid addicts, is that really it wasn't something like, oh, I jumped to heroin, or hey, I just started doing fentanyl out of nowhere. It's not like that. In my opinion, and from what I've heard, seen, and done research on, it always stems from previous pain pill abuse, and then it morphs into something worse because the pain pills are too expensive. So the way that I got into opioids was the exact same way, but I wasn't prescribed them. I just knew that pain pills got you fucked up. So I had tried pain pills before this, but this is really when the addiction started. Like, I had tried oxys and Norcos and all that, but up until this point, it didn't stick. But this is when it started to stick. So I was talking to the plug, and me and him were conversing about some business, and he happened to offer a 100 count seal of dilaudid 4 milligrams. Now, if you guys don't know what dilaudid is, 4 milligrams is a common dose, and 8 milligrams is a heavy dose. So to find a 100 count of 4 milligram fucking dilaudids is a godsend. That's very rarely do you find that many pills on the street, and I was very quick to snatch them up. I'm not going to say how much I paid, and I'm not going to say, I'm not even going to give the person a nickname because I want to protect their privacy as much as possible. But I walk up, I give them the money, I get the pills, it is what it is. And I got home, and a lot of people don't know, I guess, what opioids are like, and they think, I have heard some people say, like, oh, well, I've tried ibuprofen, and that shit didn't get me fucked up, so how could people get addicted to pain pills? Or, I took one vicodin one time, 5 milligrams, and it didn't do shit, And here, the issue with that logic is, you're not doing enough. like, bluntly, you are not doing enough. So I took 2 4 milligram dilaudid tablets. They're the little circles with an M on one side and a 4 on the other. And I took that, and I was chilling for a bit. I didn't really feel anything for about an hour, but after like an hour and a half, there's a very distinct feeling that opioids give, and they bring this warmth over you, kind of like you have a blanket over you during a cold winter's day. And for me, it feels like there's someone pouring like warm milk down my back, and it just feels like so blissful. You just feel so relaxed, so comforted, numb. It doesn't just kill pain, like normal pain, it honestly kills emotional pain too. And that's something that I latched onto. And for the next year or so, I would just keep buying these 100 seals of dilaudids and keep taking them every single day. And the dangers of opioid, misuse is that not only, are you, putting something foreign into your body, but the more and more you use it, the more of a tolerance you gain. And towards the end, before I switched over to heroin, I was doing, 10 to 15 of those a day just to not get sick, and 20 if I felt like if I wanted to get really fucked up and start nodding, which is really screwed up. No one should be able to take 40 milligrams of dilaudid and still be able to walk away, and be fine. let alone having to take almost 80 milligrams just to feel a little fucked up. Like, that is ridiculous. But that's kind of where you get with opioid addiction, and it's very scary how quick it builds up. And I would not recommend that anyone in their right mind try opioids for that reason. They are so fucking addicting. I will say, I do believe that opioids should be given to people with chronic pain, just because at the end of the day, I also have chronic pain, and I feel that the quality of life of someone is way more important than an addiction, you know? Like, if they're functioning, you know, maybe their body's physically dependent on them, but if they're functioning okay with them, then I don't believe that taking them away is the proper course. I believe there is safe use possible with opioids. I just think that lying to people about the addictive nature and these doctors not really checking in with their patients is the real problem, not the patients themselves and not the drugs themselves. So, yeah, I mean, dilaudid's a fucking crazy experience, you know. But I once again just don't do what I do. It's not worth it. Opioids are not cool, and certainly they kill a lot of people, right? But later that day, right, when I got them, I decided to go hit up my homie, and we'll call him Jacob. So me and Jacob are hanging out, and I decided to give him a few of these dilaudids. And just take a gander what happened to Jacob a few years later. He is now dead from an overdose. So, a fentanyl overdose, and it wasn't like he accidentally overdosed. It wasn't, how do I put this? It was accidental, but it's not like he didn't know it was fentanyl. And that's just how quickly the disease progresses. You know, it took him 2 years to go from doing the same pills I was doing to dead. And I just wouldn't recommend it. You know, it's not worth the trouble. It's not worth the sacrifices you have to make to get the money to get the pills. And yeah. Anyways, guys, that's the first episode of Opioid Odysseys. I promise in the next episode we'll get really into some actual adventures and some stories. But for now, I just wanted to preface like what opioids are, how addictive they are, and kind of like the nitty-gritty of them before we actually got into the stories. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash a sub and like. I'm going to start live streaming again. I know I've been slacking on it, but there's just been some shit going on in my life. I've been working on some stuff. More IRL content to come. More medication reviews. I know you guys a few of you seem to enjoy those, so I will keep posting those. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Deuces.